The great Joy-Con debate of 2019 is not one of which colors they should release, although, Gabe, they are coming out with some new colors, and that has me incredibly excited. Instead, it's one of drifting. And no, not the kind of drifting you find in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Instead, it's the kind of drifting that has you not even touching your Joy-Con, and yet your character is still moving. Gabe, I didn't realize this was such an epidemic until recently, and it's gained so much traction all across the internet. We ran a poll of our own, and the results are staggering. Like, this is a big thing.
It is a huge thing. It's so big that I'm not experiencing, but Zach, just tangentially, very quickly, I am experiencing Pro Controller drifting.
I learned that this is a thing too.
Dude, my Pro Controller does it. Like, it's horrible.
That's absurd.
I hate it. My Joy-Con are fine, but my Pro Controller, which is an expensive controller, it drifts.
That's insane.
I hate it so much.
It's absurd, and we want to get into the nitty-gritty of this. We've taken a lot of stories from you guys that we're going to share, our personal experience, and then just talk about fixes, solutions, and kind of what happens next. And will future Joy-Con or Switch consoles be affected? But definitely give us your take in the comments down below. Any other experiences you've had or things that you think could be done, should be done, and what happens next. We want to hear from you. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Let's start with our poll, Gabe. Obviously, it's a small subsection of the Switch audience, but for what it is, 62% of those polled said that they have experienced Joy-Con drift. 62%. Now, do I believe that it's 62% of the overall Switch, user base? Absolutely not. I think it's far lower. But of our audience and what we can see here, that is a staggering figure.
Yeah, I guess what we should keep in mind is that people that aren't experiencing it aren't on Reddit complaining. So
exactly.
Yeah, we see the complaints, we see people being vocal about it because it's happening to them. So everybody else, like me, that it's not happening to me, like I didn't even really know this was a thing. I had seen Reddit like posts and stuff, but I didn't know that it was so widespread. I had no idea. But yeah it seems to be.
There are articles that popped up. I saw over on Kotaku that they say 5 of the 20 people there with Switches have it. That's 25%, which is it's still absurd. And you guys are having a lot of issues. So I'll share my story in a little bit. But let's start with Whopper744 Games, who says 2 out of the 3 pair we own, not spending another $80 on a set. And this is, I guess, the other side of my coin, where I'm like so stoked for new Joy-Con, and other people are like, like not touching it. I've already spent this much, not taking another risk.
I guess when you have as many Joy-Con as you do,
it's okay if one drifts.
Yeah, if one drifts, it's all right because you have very many other pairs to back them up. But for normal people like me, that I've never bought a second set of Joy-Con.
Let's be clear. It's frustrating no matter what. Nothing that you buy should fail in that way.
No, not like this. Like maybe like in 10 years or something. Like everything eventually breaks. But no, not within its life cycle. No.
Well, there's some really interesting ones. Where I saw people who said they're like either brand new or barely used are still experiencing it. And then on the opposite end, people have used it for, hundreds of hours having it. So it doesn't necessarily seem to be a usage issue necessarily. Now, luckily there are some fixes, which we'll get to. But first, King Panda 242 says, my right Joy-Con drifts and I barely even use my Joy-Cons. I usually use my Pro Controller. My guess is that drifting doesn't have to do with using your Joy-Cons a lot at all.
Fair point.
And I don't know if that's factual, but again, based on our evidence and you guys' stories, it's not needed to have a lot of use.
Yeah, yours. I'm sorry, we're gonna bring you in already. Yours, the one that drift. Have you used those a lot?
You're spoiling my story. Fine. Well, here comes my story. So
sorry.
We were talking about making this video because we saw that it's like there's a lot of fervor around it right now. People are upset. And I was like, well, neither of us have had it, so it's kind of a weird video to make when we haven't had Joy-Con drift. And I was at the airport, and I was playing Mario Maker 2. I was trying to 100% the single player stuff, the story mode. And I was on the last level, and it was a really tricky one where you have to use the dry bones shell to solve some like puzzle type stuff, collect some coins. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden Mario started running to the right, and I was like, what? And then I thought it was an issue of like, if you like jam a stick, when you like go past a load screen,
you lift it or something.
So I was like, maybe it's just stuck. No, I couldn't get it unstuck. And I detached and I reattached, still couldn't get it. I shut down the system, turned it back on, still having the issue. So I was like, what the heck? This is obviously Joy-Con drift, and it's terrible because nothing will fix it. So I beat the level fighting against Mario, which it felt like a bickering couple or something. Like, no, Mario, like go to the left, don't go right. And especially in that stage, it was really tough. But then it just stopped. I'd say probably 10 minutes later, it just stopped. And it hasn't happened since. But it sucks.
As someone who's never experienced Joy-Con drift, I was curious how it is. Like, is it like permanent? I mean, apparently not. You're saying
stopped.
Yeah, you're saying you're stopped. Huh.
Well, what it sounded like from what I've read is that once it starts, you could be in for a little bit of a cycle where it's just going to happen more and more. But let's go to DDB of the Stars, who says, on every set of Joy-Cons I've had to replace due to drifting, it was always the right Joy-Con. Now, for me, it was the left. But he says it starts doing it out of nowhere and drifts downward. But then Haas2410 comes back and says, yo, for me, it's been the left. So I think it's just all the Joy-Con are like, just not every Joy-Con, but like, there's no discrimination. It could be the original Neon. It could be a brand new set. For me, it was this Joy-Con right here. I'm going to pull it off and show you the culprit.
Oh no!
It was my original blue, my launch day blue.
I have one of those. It's right here. I'm not going to detach it, but it's right there. And my Joy-Con are fine for now. For now. Yeah.
For now. But mine stopped, so I'm okay. I mean, a vast Captain Tyler says none of the 6 Joy-Con I have bought ever drifted, so I don't know what people are doing to theirs.
It doesn't seem like it's a people doing anything thing, right? It seems like this is just like a hardware like issue of some kind.
Yeah, it's an issue. It's hard to call it like a malfunction, I guess.
You know what I want to?
We don't know the rate.
You know what I want to compare it to, and it's nowhere.
No, don't do it. Don't even say it.
It's
You're
nowhere.
Not allowed.
I'm
You're
not
allowed.
Really?
No.
People
It's
need
not
to...
even close.
No, of course
It's
not, because that breaks
because
consoles.
Look, well, let's get into this. It can be fixed, and I don't know if people know this. There's multiple ways. One I want to point out is this way, and this was posted. It was actually
Zach. The other thing had to fix too. You just needed some towels.
No, listen. This one is this was nice. This was people helping people on our Twitter page. So SIE Crimson said, I experienced it a year after purchasing my unit. Instead of complaining on Reddit pages on Twitter, I sent it to Nintendo. They diagnosed the problem, fixed it, sent it back, and extended my warranty. And Mr. Joshua Deshawn said, how much? And SIE said, free of charge, both to send and to get fixed, but they will ask you to pay if you can't prove that you bought the unit, otherwise it's totally free. So that's one option. The second option is you can get in it. It is inconvenient, but I'm just letting the people know. You can go in and clean out the stick. Sometimes it's a dust issue. You can open it up, and there's videos that will show you this on YouTube. To go in and without damaging anything, you can clean it out, like use like compressed air. The third option is you can go get a stick like on Amazon, like a joystick that are under $10, and you can replace it. Now, obviously, none of this should be happening, but I'm just alerting you to 3 potential fixes that are far simpler fixes, Gabe, than the issue you're describing back in the Xbox 360 era.
This is still annoying. Like,
it is absolutely annoying.
Yeah,
it sucks. It
shouldn't
stupid.
Happen. It shouldn't.
No, it
happen.
should not.
Right,
but I we'd be remiss if we didn't point out the ways that you can handle the problem.
Okay. All right.
Here's another way to handle it. This one comes from Fort Craft Sito, who says, "This is why we need to stop buying Joy-Cons and just buy Pro controllers instead."
No, they're not safe.
Right? No, they're not. And I was reading that, which like, I couldn't believe that is a thing that like. That's happening too. Like there's Pro controller drift.
Yeah, I hate it. I'm like hurt. I'm deeply hurt that I'm gonna have to buy another Pro controller. They're not cheap.
You really should try to clean it, or well, I don't know if you can open the Pro. I don't know if it's
I'm not gonna try. I have a Pro controller right here. No, I'm not gonna try to open it. Like, dude, like this shouldn't happen. I mean, maybe I'll service it, just send it back to Nintendo or something. Like that's.
Rich Parkinson said, "My son's left Joy-Con drifts in handheld mode all the time. I ended up buying a kit from Amazon to change the joystick out. I then bought 2 Pro controllers that had the same joystick drift. It makes Splatoon 2 unplayable, and when I play Breath of the Wild, Link walks off a cliff."
Link's onto something.
Imagine being a kid and not knowing about Joy-Con drift and thinking you're just terrible at the game, or like Link has a mind of his own. But it's so weird to me that Pro controllers have it, because like, you know, remember there was like desync issues with Joy-Con, and they were able to rectify that. You know, this seems to be something that it's got to be like a Nintendo stick issue.
Nintendo, make better sticks, dude.
Or the contacts, you know, the way I don't know. Something is up with their joysticks. It's very interesting. TPG64 says, I remember when it felt like I was the only one with this problem. Now it feels like everyone does too.
Okay, everyone that's talking about it, yeah.
Right, everyone does. And like, I don't want to make a guess here because that's irresponsible. We don't have any data to back it up. But I think that I think it's way lower than what most people would think.
again, I feel like wait, hold on, let's stop here for a second. I was gonna say, because I feel like most people just aren't complaining about it, so it's not happening. But what about the people that just aren't active online and it is happening to them, and they just, I mean.
But I'm just saying, like, there's no way that, you know, with the amount of articles and deliberation we've seen lately, you'd think it was like half the Joy-Con break. And it's just not that, it's nowhere near that.
There's 2 of us, happened to one of us, 50%.
We're going to get to some comments later that speak otherwise. But let's go to Daniel Blake, 1993, who says, happens playing Mario Maker 2, but only on my newest Joy-Con. So it's not a fixed issue. And I did see people say, like, hey, I'm not getting the new Joy-Con because there's no confirmation that this is fixed.
Nintendo didn't never confirm it. I don't think Nintendo ever addresses it
at all. You don't think they ever say anything?
I think if it becomes like way bigger of an issue, I think if it stays like at the level of an issue it is right now, no need to address. Send it in for repair. Like, that's what Nintendo's gonna say. I am curious. I don't know if you have any comments about this, or let me know if you've seen this. Someone that's sent it in to be fixed for Joy-Con drift and they get it back and it's fine for a while and then it breaks again. Is that a thing?
I don't know, but I do have Alexa Karak, who says non-stop Joy-Con drift. It gets better after playing like 5 to 10 minutes though, but it's still horrendous. So after playing, it goes away. So to me, that must be just like there's gunk in the stick, and with usage, it's kind of like, you know, loosening up a bit.
Sure, clean it out. Yeah.
Gerange says, I actually haven't experienced it in a long time. The only time I got drift was during my Super Mario Odyssey playthrough, which was last year. It was only the left one, and it doesn't happen anymore unless I'm really far from the console. So this is a case where the Joy-Con drift just vanished.
I don't use my Joy-Con unless it's attached to the Switch. Like if I'm playing,
Never?
like I never play with a grip, like ever.
Well, not the grip, but you played Mario Party.
Sure, but that was so long ago and so limited. Yeah, I guess.
You did though. Yeah.
Yeah, but in my normal everyday use, I would say the amount of time that I use the Joy-Con like by itself, like detached, is like less than 5%.
Well, most people are having the issue, I think, with, at least in our comments, with them attached handheld. So
okay,
it's, you know, be clear, this is not a like Bluetooth issue.
Yeah. Oh, just to go back to my Pro Controller drift a little bit. All right, so been playing a bunch of Ultimate Alliance, right? And I played like hours and hours in docked with my Pro Controller, and it's annoying. It's dumb that it's happening. And then I played handheld with the Joy-Con, and it feels perfect. So it is night and day. I do want to like acknowledge the difference when it's functioning correctly and when it isn't.
Well, I would hope that drift would be annoying.
No, but see, when I first heard about it, I'm like, what's like the big deal? It's just like a little drift.
Oh, you thought it was like a small issue.
Yeah,
no,
I thought it wasn't. I was like, no, like it's fine. Like it's not that much of a concern, but
it's terrible.
It's bad. It's really, really bad. Yeah.
Again, my experience, it was so frustrating to detach, reattach, same problem. Turn off, turn back on, same problem. To know that there was like potentially nothing I could do for the rest of the trip to fix it was awful. Luckily, it stopped, but it's not a fun thing.
Do you think the Switch Lite has it?
Let's get to that. All right, there's a comment about it, and I want to just you brought it up, so we're just going to get it right now.
Okay.
Let me find this comment, because we've seen a lot of people say like, oh, I'm worried about the Switch Lite. I'm worried about, you know, this happening. I'm worried that it's going to be a thing. There's a couple of issues here. One, the Switch Lite, technically those aren't Joy-Con.
No, they're not.
So,
but neither's the Pro Controller, just to be fair. That's not Joy-Con either. We've said that maybe it's a stick issue. Maybe it's just Nintendo stick manufacturing.
Mistral Hadodon says, yes, I've replaced my own and also a few friends. It's easy-ish at the moment, but I'm worried about the light. It takes a minimum of 30 minutes of Joy-Con when you've got a good groove going. I like that he has a whole groove for this. That's how many he's fixed. He's got his own little small shop there running repairs for his friends.
Kind of like when the other issue that we won't talk about, there was people that built like little businesses off of that. They're like, oh, we'll fix your thing.
I don't think the light will have the problem.
I hope not.
I would imagine that the way that is built is different. I mean, I guess it could, but I don't. If it does, screw the light. Forget it. You can't take that off. You can't, like, if that gets drift, then what? You need a full $200 repair?
Well, no, it's not. The repair won't cost you anything.
No, I know. I'm just saying, but the whole the whole console goes in, or the whole console needs to be replaced. And And look, if it happens with the light, bedlam. It's already bad enough that it's with Joy-Con, but if it happens with the thing that you can't use then at all, like most people here can just switch the controller until it fixes itself or send it off or whatever. Most people have probably a Pro Controller or a Joy-Con that we're, talking to. If it happens, the Switch Lite, like that
is disastrous.
I have to believe that Nintendo knows about this to some extent and would rectify it with a brand new piece of hardware.
Oh, make no mistake, they know now. Kotaku's still waiting for a response.
And people have asked about the purple and orange, like, will those be fixed? But we've got a lot of people saying that the new ones have the same issue. And it's not like they...
Hold on. How do they know if it's new? Like, yeah, they bought it new, but you don't know how long it's been there on the shelf.
No, yeah, but I guess there haven't been new Joy-Con for like 500 days. So,
Yeah.
So maybe these really will fix. Perhaps even part of the reason they're coming out is this.
Maybe.
Behind the scenes, maybe Nintendo is trying to... Maybe these are just Joy-Con 1.01 that have a better stick and better dust guard. Let's go to Jezebel95. My green Joy-Con from the Splatoon set started drifting really bad last month after around 20 months of heavy use with no issues. Luckily, it was still covered by warranty, sent it off to Nintendo, had it back in my hands with a new control stick 10 days later.
I don't want to go 10 days without my Switch.
Well, it'll be a Joy-Con.
Yeah, but then you got to have another pair of Joy-Con, I guess.
Or another controller, yeah, I guess.
It's expensive.
Borlongan23 says, after about half a year, both Joy-Cons started drifting. I now use the Pro Controller for all my serious gaming sessions. Yes, even in handheld mode. He's doing the Tabletop
Zach?
Pro mode.
Yeah.
Tabletop Pro mode. That's the best mode, man. I was just preventative. I was thinking ahead.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm starting to think those third-party Joy-Cons might be a better choice. I didn't see any of this. Has anyone with third-party Joy-Cons had Joy-Con drift?
I don't know. Probably not.
I would imagine no, because it sounds like it's a joystick issue, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
Blick21 says, I fixed it with Contact Cleaner 3 months ago, and it hasn't failed since.
So what do? You just put like...
Open it up, and yeah.
Oh, you have to open it.
You have to open it up and get the dust out, get the gunk out, or if that's not fixing it, then you need to replace the stick.
It sounds cumbersome, dude.
I'm sure it is, but like...
My fear when doing like any type of operation on your hardware is that like when I put it together, I'm afraid that I didn't do it right.
Well, like Mistral said, you get in a good groove, it's 30 minutes. And there are videos on YouTube that have it, just as quicker. Let's see. Kaylin Anderson says, my left Joy-Con drifts all the time, which makes it annoying to play Breath of the Wild. I just walk off cliffs constantly.
I have a question for you.
Hold on. Rolling Resonant says, it happens at random times, becomes a boss fight just playing the game, unannounced QTE events.
Yeah, a hard mode. Okay.
Go ahead. What were you going to say?
Okay, my question to you is, it's happening to you. Are you gonna try to fix it yourself?
I mean, it hasn't happened again, so I'm gonna.
Let's presume it happens again.
I will fix it myself. I will not send it.
Okay, all right, cool. That's what I wanted to know. All right.
Absolutely. Volusion.
Hey,
says,
hi, Volusion.
I don't even have to touch my Joy-Con for it to happen at this point. Both sticks just do their own thing.
Easy mode.
Hey, yeah, freaking. Who needs Luigi saying, Mario, do you want to help with the stage? The Switch is gonna do it for you. Now. This is what I wanted to get to.
Okay.
Poetic Ladi says, 4 Switches in my house, approximately 20 Joy-Cons, no drift on any. And this was me before this weekend. This was me with, whatever Joy-Con I have, 20 however, no drift.
I'm sorry.
It's hard for a Joy-Con to drift, though, if you don't use the Joy-Con.
Apparently it doesn't matter. Zach, 4 Switches, okay?
Yeah, this is the ideal Nintendo house.
Why do you have so many Joy-Con is the question.
A lot of friends, collectors, connoisseurs of different colorways, dude.
There's not 20 colorways.
Customs, different people have their own.
Okay.
Gabe, if I was your brother, I'm not letting you have the pink Joy-Con. I'm getting my own pink Joy-Con. I'm not sharing that with you.
That is a lot of Joy-Con. All right.
Yeah, man. I wonder if you're wishing that the Switch Lite was out so you didn't have to have
any. Yeah, I don't want any.
All right. Sarura says the Joy-Cons that came with my Switch now drift so badly they're unusable. You don't even need to input. For example, the left stick just yanks to the left as soon as you open the home screen and you see the games fly by. Can't even pick a game. Man, it's a problem when Link's walking off cliffs. It's a problem when Splatoon, you're inking the sky. But you can't even pick the dang game that you want to play.
Can I tell
this
you?
Is bad.
Can I
this
tell
is
you?
Bad.
Can I tell you a silly story?
You don't have drift, man.
No, but let me tell you a silly story. It's appropriate. I was at the airport back from E3, and I opened my Switch, right? I had it in my hand, and I was like, what's happening? Exactly what this person is describing happened to me. It was not Joy-Con drift. Let me tell you what happened. I was like, what's happening? Like, you turn it off and on. I'm like, dude, like, what the hell? I try to pick up the sticks. Like, they're not stuck. Nothing is wrong. What's happening? Turns out my Pro Controller was on in my backpack.
That was the player one input?
Yeah.
Gosh. Dude, Pro Controller was trying to get you with that Joy-Con drift meme.
Yeah.
Dang Pro Controller.
Yeah.
You know what? It's funny that the Pro Controller's having it, because now, like, Pro Controller is kind of like the evil, like, oh, the Joy-Con are screwing around? We're going to screw around too. You thought we were the perfect controller? You thought we were better? Ha! Dang Pro Controller. Always out to get you. Always tricking you. That's hilarious. I like that story a lot. We like your stories a lot too. Let us know in the comments. Are you someone that's going to go fix the Joy-Con drift yourself? Are you going to send it to Nintendo? How ticked off are you? Are you even ticked off? Is this something that, like, you're like, you know, it happens? Or is it unacceptable to you? Because frankly, I think it's kind of unacceptable, and we shouldn't be dealing with making a video about this many people having it. Whatever the percentage is, it's enough. And it's enough that it's frustrating. And I do hope that these new Joy-Con are fixed. And I do hope that the Switch Lite never has this problem, because like I said, Gabe, that's bad.
Very bad.
That will be bad. So thank you for sharing your experience. Joy-Con drift is a definite problem, and Nintendo probably won't respond, but if anything happens, we'll let you know and keep you posted. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for talking. Thanks so much for sharing. If you want to follow us and be involved in future discussions, twitter.com/theswitchforce is a great place to go. We will link in the description below, or you can always leave a comment here as well. But until that time, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Fantastic day. Switch Force out.